Welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to be reacting to a video called Top 10 Places to Visit in Europe. So this video looks gorgeous. I can't wait to check out like what sort of places, because I'm guessing it's going to be a lot of different countries as well. We're going to have to put on the bucket list and visit at some point in our lives. So let's check it out and comment, like, and subscribe.
What's up, guys? My name is Ryan Shirley, and I spent the last 3 years exploring the beautiful continent of Europe, and I want to show you my favorite places. So here is my Europe top 10.
This looks so beautiful. Like, those cliffs are so wide and the thing's so blue.
Beautiful island of Zakynthos, Greece. I love this place so much that I've been back twice. Now to get there, you can either fly there direct from most European cities, or you can fly into Athens, Greece, and then take a short plane ride over. Zakynthos is notoriously famous for their shipwrecked beach. The story goes about in the 1980s, a cargo boat from Turkey was carrying illegal cigarettes and contraband, and the Greece Navy chased it into this cove and it ended up crashing, and then the sand over time built up around it, and it's made one of the most beautiful beaches in the world. So if you're near Zakynthos, you obviously need to go to this beach. What you can do is you can either take a little boat from the main town of Zakynthos, or you can go to a little port such as Porto Veromi. This is what I did, and pay about $20 and they'll take you to the beach. The boat ride there is absolutely phenomenal.
Incredible,
you're gonna be mind blown when you see these cliffs. They are like over 1,000 feet high, and they're just white rock, and I've never seen anything like it. So you get there on the beach. When I was there, it was fairly crowded, but it was just so mind-blowing. These cliff walls are just incredible. The water is so freaking blue, and then you can also climb up on the ship. Be careful, don't want to get tetanus with all that rust, but it's just a really cool experience. You can also get on top of the cliffs. You can just drive there. There's a little parking lot, and then you can hike around the area. Just be super careful. A lot of people fall off these ledges because they're being stupid, like me, taking pictures on the ledge or just not paying attention when they're doing a selfie. So be careful when you do that. Another awesome thing you can do in Greece is you can rent a boat. So when I went there, my second time, Greece changed their laws, and if you're a U.S. citizen, you couldn't get a car rental unless you had an international driver's license. So we couldn't rent a car, but we were able to rent a boat. So it cost us about $100,
because you're not actually steering it.
And we had it for 3 hours. So me and my buddy George, we'd never driven a boat before.
Oh, you have to actually...
We went out to this island called Marathonisi.
You actually have to do it.
Absolutely gorgeous. The water is so blue, and it's just so vibrant. We found a little beach where we were able to dock the boat, hang out for a bit. After we hung out around the island, we went around the coast. We found this really secluded cove with 1,000-foot walls, and we were able to just fly the drones around there. I sadly crashed my drone there, fell in the water, but we were able to jump around, swim in the water, and have a good time. Make sure you visit Zakynthos if you're going to Greece or Europe. I promise you won't regret it. In my opinion, it's the greatest island in Greece. Alright, so now we're going to head over to the mountains of northern Italy.
So different.
Now to get there, you can fly into either Milan or Venice and make the 4-hour drive.
Why is you running there?
Beautiful mountain range.
That's scary.
One of my favorite places to go is the mountain called Seseda. Just this jagged rock, and then it has these just like beautiful green grass.
If you haven't told me that this was Italy, I would have thought that this looks something like, you know, Ireland, probably Scotland. It looks so similar. I think it's the grass, like the color of the grass and the fog, that like they actually look like that. Not the mountains on the background, but just like the little jagged rock with the green grass.
And you can just run around the whole area, explore and have a good time. Another one of my favorite places is Lago di Braies. It's one of the most famous lakes on social media. You can also jump in the lake if you're feeling it. It's just really beautiful. Another place that I definitely recommend is Tre Cime di Lavaredo. When I went there, I spent about 4 days there because there's so much to do. They have the infamous Tre Cime di Lavaredo rocks. It's one of the most famous rock formations in Europe. There's also a million hikes around the area that are just going to blow your mind. Dolomites are one of my favorite places in the world. You have to go there. It is one of the coolest places.
Absolutely, yes.
Alright, so after the Dolomites, we went over to Spain to visit one of my favorite islands, the island of Mallorca.
Mallorca, yeah.
What's awesome about Mallorca is it's so big of an island. There's so much to do. One of my favorite places is this place called Cala Varquez. If you love cliff jumping and swimming, this is heaven.
Perfect.
The water here is so blue and so clear. Like when you think of the Mediterranean, this is it. It is just absolutely mind-blowing. It is a cliff jumpers and swimmers paradise. There's so many places to jump and to swim around.
Oh my god,
I
you
did
go swimming
one of
at
my
like
most
in the
crazy
sunset.
cliff jumps ever off this arch. It was about 60
Okay.
feet, and it was
I'm scared for you,
absolutely
but okay.
terrifying. But I saved it, and I got some awesome footage of it.
I don't know how
Honestly, if
people
you're
do
cliff
that.
jumping,
There's
be
so many
smart,
rocks
check the
around.
depth of the water, and make sure you know what you're doing. Another really awesome
too
place
scary
to
for me.
visit on the west side of the island is Sa Calobra. The road to Sa Calobra is one of the windiest and most famous roads in the
insane
world.
things in the
It's been
world.
featured in a lot of car commercials. You'll come down
Oh.
and you come down to Sa Calobra, and it's
Oh my
just this
God, this is
beautiful
incredible.
cove with sailboats. I found a really cool rock and I was able to swim around there. Also got some beautiful drone shots, and it's a great place to watch the sunset. So after Mallorca, we're going to head over to
This
the
is
Arctic
incredible.
Circle in northern Norway. So
Oh
to get
my
here, you can fly
God.
into an airport such as Tromsø or Narvik. So I went here
Northern
in
Lights.
September. I was able to visit one of the
Just
coolest
football
soccer
field in
fields
the
in
middle
the
of
world.
nowhere.
It's in a town called Henningsvær, and it's a soccer field on an island. And when I went there, I was
Okay.
surprised there was nobody there. Sadly, me and my friend George, we didn't have a soccer ball, so we just ran around, got some really cool drone shots,
Yeah.
and had a good time. Another really beautiful place to go is Kavalika Beach. It is one of the prettiest beaches I've ever been. The water is blue like the Caribbean. It is as green as Hawaii.
It's turquoise.
And then the surrounding mountains makes you feel like you're in Switzerland. I couldn't believe the colors. The sunset was
you swim in
absolutely
there? It's
astounding.
super
Another
cool.
really cool place is Rain. It's one of the coolest little towns surrounded by these beautiful sea mountains. It's a little fishing village, and they have these beautiful red houses.
I want to move there.
Make sure you go there. If you go up north, you could head to the beautiful island of Senja to see one of the most unique rock formations in the world. If you go past
It's so
September,
weird looking.
you may get lucky and be able to see the northern lights. When I was there, I spent the night in Senja, and I was
Oh
able to
my
see the
God.
Aurora Borealis. It
Oh
was one of the
my
most magical
God.
experiences of my life. I felt like a kid again.
That's so
Northern
incredible.
Norway is worth the visit, and I hope you can go there. All right,
Oh
so
my
after
God.
Norway, we're gonna head back down
This is one of the most
south
incredible
to
things I've seen.
Austria to visit the beautiful Austrian Alps. You can fly into Vienna or you can fly into Salzburg. Make the drive over. One of the pretty locations in Austria is the town of Hallstatt.
It's still a
famous
beautiful little
for
town.
this beautiful village on this beautiful lake surrounded by these massive mountains. You can also
think I
head
love
over
it
to
there.
the Grossglockner Pass. It's one of the highest roads in Europe, and you'll be able to see the highest mountain in Austria. It's about 3,900 meters high. Freaking gorgeous.
Okay.
There's also a beautiful glacier. I think it's called Pastorius Glacier. It's in the
Oh.
Grossglockner National Park, and it's just freaking beautiful. One thing I loved about Austria is they had so many
looks like a
beautiful
painting.
churches and castles.
Oh my God.
I don't think I've seen more churches anywhere, and they were just so
Really?
scenic and so beautiful. So after Austria, we're gonna head back to Greece to visit the magical town of Meteora. Now to get to Meteora, what I
We're
did
like
is I
traveling
flew
all
into
over the
Athens,
place.
and then I got a rental car, and I did the 4-hour drive. What Meteora is
That's
famous
close.
for is their monasteries that are built upon these rocks.
They're cliffs,
These
yeah.
monasteries are hundreds of years old. When you see them,
How do
you
they
wonder
build
how
it?
the heck people built them.
Yeah.
You can go in. I think it costs like a euro or two to go inside of them. Me and my brother, we woke up for sunrise. We got some really cool
I'm so
misty and
scared of
cloudy
them, like,
conditions,
jumping
and we were able to get some beautiful shots
here.
of the area. It's just a really
Oh my God.
beautiful place.
Stop.
Definitely recommend visiting Meteora. All right, so now we're gonna head over to Scotland to visit the Isle of Skye. You can fly into Edinburgh,
That's-
and then you get a car.
Oh
and
my God,
drive
how
about
did
5
you get
hours
there?
to get to the Isle of Skye. It is one of the greenest places I've ever been. Feels like you're on
It's-
just a massive golf course because it's just
Yeah.
green grass.
wouldn't
One of my
think of a
favorite
golf
places
course, but
in the
this is
Isle of
so
Skye
beautiful.
is the Old Manastor. It's one of the
Those
coolest
towns.
rock formations
Rocks.
I've ever seen. It's a short hike. It's honestly just a magical place. When I was there was like crows flying around, and I felt like I was in a fairy tale. You can also visit the Korang, which is
doesn't
a
even
beautiful
look
little
real.
mountains. You can visit Meout
Oh, they have a
Falls, which is
waterfall.
this waterfall that falls off into the ocean. If you're a Harry Potter fan, you can also visit the Glenfinnan Viaduct, which is the train that's in the Harry Potter movies. That is just
Oh, it's an
absolutely
actual
super
train.
Cool. So after Scotland, we're gonna head to one of the most unique places on the planet, to Iceland. So to get to
Oh.
Iceland, you can fly into Reykjavik. Plane tickets are actually not too expensive to fly there, especially if you're flying out of Europe. Me and my brother flew in
Oh,
there
okay,
in
that looks
November,
incredible.
and we only had 2 days there. So what we did is we got our rental car
Are those
and we
horses?
drove 2 hours south to visit the infamous Skogafoss waterfall. It's one of the most famous waterfalls in Iceland.
Oh.
Just absolutely breathtaking. And then we headed over to the Regisfjara beach. I like to call it Black Rock Beach because what it is just these beautiful black rocks.
It looks so
these
interesting.
rock sea stacks in the ocean, and it really just adds to the epicness of a location.
I think I'm like traveling back in time.
Beautiful footage with the drone and try not to freeze our butts off. Definitely, there's a whole lot more exploring the country. I need to go back and explore more. Iceland is one of those places that you should definitely see at least once in your life. After Iceland, we're gonna head over to one of my favorite countries in the world. We're gonna head over to Viversaska. It's located in southern Switzerland, near the border of Italy, and it has one of my favorite cliff jumping spots in the world.
Is that a lake? What is
this bridge that's straight out of a fairy tale. It is just like so cool. It's about 30 feet high. I jumped off it a few times.
You can jump there?
Super fun. It's some of the clearest river water you'll ever see in your life.
Oh my god, it's so clear.
I was able to jump in and I did some snorkeling. It was just a very rejuvenating experience.
Are there fish over there?
After Viversaska, we're going to head up north to the middle of Switzerland to visit the Jungfrau region. When you think of Switzerland, this is
what I think of.
Massive mountains, beautiful Swiss houses, cows eating grass in the mountains. It is just absolutely scenic. Grindelwald is one of the towns in the Jungfrau region. It's famous for Mount Eiger. It is one of the biggest mountains I've ever seen. Just absolutely huge. Another beautiful place is Lauterbrunnen. It's a valley of over 75 waterfalls. It's where J.R.R. Tolkien got inspired for Lord of the Rings. It's seriously like the prettiest place I've ever been. There's also Wengen, which is a city that you can only walk there or take a train to because there's no cars.
No cars?
It has a beautiful view of the Lauterbrunnen Valley. And then there's Jungfraujoch, which is the top of Europe. And it is just absolutely beautiful. While Switzerland is very expensive, I think everyone deserves a chance to see the beautiful Swiss country.
This is what I think of
that is it for my top 10 places in Europe. Hope you enjoyed it. It's Ryan, and we will see you later.
Okay, so this was incredible. Like, where do I start? I don't even know. Like, I want to go to every single place. Like, it was incredible. I think especially like I didn't really. I have to say like he was jumping. Like, you know how some people have like a bucket list of like, oh, I want to visit. You know, I want to go visit like this and that, this city or this like location. Or some people are like, oh, I want to have, like, when they do, like, a pub crawl or something of the sort of, like, I want to have a beer, like, in each different pub. He has something of the sort, but with, like, I have to jump off cliffs in every single location that I'm ever been. I think that sounds great. I'm a little scared, you know, especially in some places that I was like, oh my god, how are you not scared of jumping over there? Especially, I think there was, like, the ones in, I think it was Greece, like, it looks scary. Like, those cliffs were so tall. I was not expecting them to be so tall. I think it's maybe because of like the perspective of like the first clips, like you were seeing, oh, of course they're very tall, they're cliffs, of course I'm expecting them to be tall. But it's like, oh my god, when you're actually like passing by on a boat and you're just like looking at the wall, that is just like a wall that stretches for like, I don't know how many meters. It's like, I don't know where you get like I'm not that brave. I would not jump over there. I would definitely go, but I would not jump. That's way too scary for me. There's like way too much like jagged pieces of rock all over the actual like the water. And I'm massively scared of that situation. I think there's like so many things that can go wrong that I'm like, absolutely not. But good for you, and good for you being brave. I love the fact that he was like, no, this was so scary. It's like, okay, yes. It's like, it's good to know that there's a sense of like, I am actually scared. It's like, okay, well, that's good, and that you actually overcame your fear. Kudos to you. I couldn't, not in a million years. But I think my favorite was actually, I don't know where to start. I think the other places in Greece, like, they were so incredible. All those incredible islands. I love, like, the water was so incredibly blue. I love the fact that it's just like the ocean, it's so blue, and then the cliffs were like so like white, they look like chalk. So it is like chalk, white, pure white, and then obviously like the clearest like blue water, that it was such a like a vibrant shade of blue. That I just, oh my god, this is like so incredible. It's such a shame. Well, not a shame. I think I'm being a little bit like, if I've ever been to, like, if I would go to one of those beaches, yes, of course I want to go, but obviously I'm not the only one thinking, oh, I want to go there, because obviously it's a very famous place. So it's such a shame that it was like so crowded, because I would love to go. Like, I want to have like the least amount of people that I can find here. But it's like, yes, of course, like, it's not a new idea. Like, everyone would want to go there. But I'm like jealously thinking, I wish I could have like this place for myself, because it looks so incredible. It looks so beautiful. I love that you can rent a boat, which I think I think it was a little bit like, it's on the expensive side, the one that was like $200, but it's like, well, yes, but if you think about it, obviously the idea is for you to like not do it on your own. It's like you're going with a group, and I like that it's actually, you can get it for a few hours, so it isn't that bad when you have to like take into account what is several hours, and that you can actually like, I thought there was someone steering like, I don't know, the boat was, someone has to like steer you there. It's like, no, I actually know how to drive this thing. So you have to like learn how to drive a boat as well, which sounds incredibly fun. So I think like for the experience, I would think it's absolutely worth it. The ones in Italy, like, of course, like everything looks so incredible. It's like, that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't know what I would go first. Like, there's like so many incredible places. Obviously the Alps. I think, you know, all of those, they all look incredible. Yes, absolutely. I do have to say, probably in my perspective, I think like the Northern Lights, I just think that that's just something that I think everyone, if they have the opportunity, like they should definitely go at least like once in their lives. So I'm thinking probably that's like probably like my favorite, just because I think it's such a like a special thing that, you know, it's not, you know, like all the other places, I think you can probably like go in different like occasions, or maybe you can like plan that at some point in your life. But the Northern Lights are just something that is like unique, once in a lifetime situation. So it's like, I think that takes precedence a little bit. So I think that would be like at the top of my list, because again, it's just a thing of like, you know, who gets the chance to like experience this. Sadly, it's something that I think if you have the opportunity, you should definitely go there. But I know that realistically, you know, most people like in the world are not going to be able to actually like experience this and actually go see them, like actually be physically there. So that's why I think it makes it like a little bit extra special. The fact that they're not around all year long, so you have to go in a specific time period. Of course, it's like it's extra like, I don't know, special and extra. Maybe a hassle. I don't know how expensive it is. I think it's probably more expensive, but again, I think it's absolutely worth it. And if you can spend, or if you can save, you have the opportunity to actually, you know, I'm gonna have to save some money to actually go on a holiday, to go somewhere. I think this is like the perfect opportunity at the perfect place, just because again, it's something that not a lot of people get to experience. And if you ever like are able to do that, I think that you're so lucky, and you should consider yourself very fortunate. And yes, that's what I think that would be like at the top of my list, because it looks incredible. And not just like the Northern Lights, like the actual like all the clips that he showed, like of the actual northern Norway, but of the actual like the lights, and it was like, I think it was like during the sunset or maybe the sunrise. Like, it was like one of the wildest things I've ever seen in my life. Like, it was just like with the, I don't know, like the sunset and like, you know, you can see the sunset, and then it's like the green lights. Like, I can't, it's something that is like straight out of this world, mind-blowing, like incredible, to not have any words. I think if I've ever saw that in real life, I think I would cry. Like, I don't know, it's such a massively like incredible thing that, I don't know, it's crazy to me to think of like humans like experiencing like this, you know, hundreds of years ago, when they didn't really got like know the signs. I would have thought like, wow, the world is about to end. I would love to think, what do like native Norway people, I don't know, Vikings, probably, maybe the Vikings, I think were there, you know. I know that Vikings were not technically a people, it was just like a job, but you know, the people that live there from native like Norway, I would have loved to see like what the history is like of like the Northern Lights, and what they thought back, you know, in the year, I don't know, 1400, because I think it would have been like such a crazy thing to experience if you don't really know, you know, obviously like the science behind it all. I would think the world is about to end. I don't know, maybe I would have thought like there's like a god coming. I don't know, but I would love to see, like, to read more about them, because again, it's like, it's an incredible place. I do think like, obviously on the Isle of Skye, I think it's just like, so it doesn't even look real, in the sense of like, there's like such a wide expanse of like this grass, and there's just like a plain of grass. I don't know how to explain it. It's just like, it looks like someone painted this. I don't know like how to like explain it in some other way, because it looks like it's a crazy thing. It's like someone like drew this, and because the green is like such a specific shade of green, And it's just like, I don't know, a wide expanse of this. Like it's such an incredible thing that it looked like someone actually like it looks like did someone like as if an actual person like actually like did that. The monasteries, I think in I think it was Greece, I think it was Italy or Greece. I've never heard of them. I want to read more about them because again, it's something that I've never heard of them, and they looked incredible. They were just like on the cliffs. Like, how did they build that? Like, was it always like that, or at some point they had like a road or something? I don't know. Would love to read more about them. And of course, like the Switzerland, like it's like such a like I have to get the name of the actual place or the little town. Because it's like when I think about it, the sort of like the cliche that I have in my head of like, oh, how Switzerland is, like I'm thinking of this, like a little painting that someone did of like, yes, you have like those green like hills with the like the little village. You have like the Alps in the background, and there's those little like traditional towns and those traditional like little houses and the cows. And I think also like the grass is green. But it's another shade of green. It's in a specific shade of green, and the sky is in a specific shade of blue that I think you can only get in like places that have like a lot of mountains. I think it's just being very like those like places or those locations that I think are very like, you know, on the level, like they're very like high. I think that's where you can get like that kind of like blue shade. If you know, you know, like I think the yeah, of course, like the sky is the same sky, but the blue I think changes depending on like the location where you are, and it's a very noticeable difference like with you where you in some places like, oh yeah, the blue is very blue, and I think the blue, that kind of blue is only possible to get it in like very like high places. And again, it's like a very specific shade of blue. It's a very vibrant shade, and of course you have like that green, bright green grass that I think is like, oh my god, of course it looks like a little painting. You only need, I know, you only need the cow and I don't know, like someone in traditional garb just like milking the cow. But it looked incredible, and yes, now I'm like, oh my god, I have wanderlust and I want to go to all those different places. But this was a beautiful and incredible video, and that was it for today, and I'll see you soon.